maybe I'll get up and move since I have my phone. We will cut through Bonsai Sushi here, and we got some new comments. Cruise Life TV, you'll love the Horizon is awesome. Let's see, we have Sherry Umel here saying good evening. Hello, Sherry, once again. Good to see you. And how do I get out of this thing here? Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's the bonsai sushi have been going on. So I'm gonna cruise on down this way. We got the Cam fam saying, "Hey, Coach Cruz, what's going on?" We have Denise Gabony in the house. Mike Clark is here from Tampa. Good to see you, Mike, once again. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to get my way back inside the Carnival Horizon. I'm outside right now. Richard Flowers is here. I'll be on it for the adults only August 22nd. What up, Richard? Well, I'll tell you what, everybody. I did celebration. Was quite awesome. Um, I'll tell you what. Celebration Key is massive. And can I get it? Oh, they let me inside. I thought they were going to lock me out, but they let me in. Carnival Celebration Key is massive. To walk all around the perimeter, it's about a mile, a little over a mile, just to get around the whole thing. But the lagoon is in just forever. If you do video, and I'm about to tour of Celebration Key, and I did do the live, and I walked around and kind of showed everybody. But I did, better footage where it was just regular video, and I'll hopefully release that tomorrow too, right? So on my phone. So if I had missed some of the comments here, we got Bill and CNS Travel here and Warmstrong Adventures. Good to see you guys. I'm walking through Ocean Plaza right now. Let me turn the camera around. I'll show you all. You got some live music going on there. Might not be able to hear me for a second. Let me, all right, sorry, a little loud. But there's, a lot going on here on the Carnival Horizon. Tomorrow is Montego Bay. Today was a sea day. So got and just finished dinner with the night crew. Some of you might have seen the post on here with about 10, 11 hardcore. And in Miami at Hallover Sandbar. And there is some wild, crazy video from that that I'm going to share, especially with the members only. And everybody will get a taste of that video, but the members only might get some X-rated, not X-rated, but maybe R-rated video content. I'm walking up the side stairs, so I'm hoping my Wi-Fi stays in. I'm going to drop this computer off at my room and hopefully take you somewhere where I can get a drink. Melissa is coming in on Facebook. I can't wait to be back. Right now, the plan for Montego Bay is Dr. Cave's Beach. So I'm going into my cabin right now. I'm not going to show you all because it's a little messy. Just dropping the computer off. And you know what? I have a beer in my refrigerator. So rather than ordering, and speaking of Jamaica, in honor of Jamaica, we'll do a little red stripe. Do a little red stripe action and walk around with you all and show you a little bit of the Carnival Horizon. I hope I've put my, okay, good. I thought I left my key in the room there. Montego Bay. So Dr. Cave's Beach, Cam fam, is the plan right now. Might go with a couple in my group. Some people got to work. that are in my group, and others are just, whatever. Cruising Chris Moss did a $15 super chat. Now you have the drink package, but here is for the drink fund. This red stripe's on you, Mr. Chris Moss. Thank you so much for that. And let me pop this open and do a little cheers. And again, sorry this is on my phone, but I'll get to walk around the ship more and kind of show you around. Maybe I'll turn this camera around. We're in the Havana area right now. You see the band has their instruments set up. Let me, excuse me. So, and cheers. Thank you for that super chat, Chris. We got Ben in the house up in Milwaukee. I know the Cubs and Brewers are playing. The Cubs were losing 2-1 last I checked. I haven't checked since. So, Ben, who's up? Patty Cakes is in the house. She is a member. Those of you that want to join the members only, see a little of those Hallover videos that I'm going to be sharing with the members first before anybody. That was wild. So, we're going through Ocean Plaza. It's going to get loud. So, let me just let it go for a second. What we got? Okay. To get through here, here's the Java Cafe. You want coffee or milkshakes this time of night? I see we got 35 of you online. Thanks for bearing with me, and I'm glad the Wi-Fi is holding up. So let me see if I can grab a seat somewhere where it's not crazy loud. You know what? We might be able to do it in Guy's Pig and Anchor right here. So, Guy's Pig and Anchor, it doesn't seem too busy. So let me go in the back somewhere over here. And I can sit down and pay attention to the comments and talk to you all a little easier. All right. Well, this music's going, so I can't do that. Copyrights. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to sit down at the end of the bar here at Guys. We're at Guys Pig and Anchor right now. What's up, guys? Good, good. We're they're live. You're live right now on Coach Cruise. We're doing a live. Yeah. All right, we got Greg and Michelle. We got Tony in the house. Will G, as I mentioned, Patty Cakes. Okay. So yeah, no, I mean, I know a lot of you are interested in Celebration Tea and my thoughts on that. Celebration Tea. I know Will G has been there. A couple other people have been there that are probably in the chat. It was impressive. I got to say that lagoon is just so beautiful. The water crystal clear blue. The seating, and I know at some point they're going to be able to have up to 4 ships. They're building a second dock now. Right now, obviously, they can have 2. But we had the Carnival Horizon, the Carnival Elation, and there was so much empty seating all over Celebration. So that is not a problem. And not only the empty seating, but there's seating in the ocean. Now that seating seemed to be a little bit more desired. Most of those chairs were filled up and most of those umbrellas were used. But the seating that was around the lagoon, now you had Starfish Lagoon, that was more for the family side with the kids and stuff like that. And on the other side, Calypso, that was more for geared towards adults. Um, my friends Rod and Vicky, they actually bought a cabana. But I'll tell you this, I don't even think you need to pay for special seating accommodations unless you just have that extra money and you're just like you want to splurge a little bit and make everything good. Because there was so much open seating. So if you have a family of say 6, 8 people, you can probably find seating with umbrellas and everything and not pay a dime for it, and you'll be good. So Cruise with Jen says Cabana Gate 2025 is real. Yeah, Cruise with Jen. We gotta get together. We gotta get Cruise with Jen back on alive here. As soon as I get back, Cruise with Jen, we gotta hook up and get you back on the station. That was a great show and talk a little bit about the Carnival Celebration Key. So one thing that I thought, and since Cruise with Jen was here, she can probably confirm this along with me. Adele Sargent is also here. Orange Cone Vlog. Ken Lesko is in the house. What's going on, guys? So one thing that was disappointing to me is you go to Pearl Cove, and Pearl Cove is the adult only, and you have to pay $100 just to get in there. It's adults only. They have an infinity pool, which is nice, whatever. It's $100 to get in there. Now, here's the thing: for $139, you can get 10 drinks. And you might say, well, heck yeah, I'm going to pay the $139, right? No, because here's what happens. I mean, it's fine if you don't have the Cheers package, right? But if you do have the Cheers package, and let's say you use all 10 of those drinks that you paid for to be there, all 10 of those drinks count against your package. And okay, I was going to say, if that shaking keeps going, I'm going to have to move on because you all won't be able to hear me. But yeah, so you can get your Cheers package comes with 15 alcohol drinks, right? But if you go into that Pearl Cove area and you pay for the 10 drinks, those 10 drinks count against you. They do. Now, the other thing that counts against you is if you use your ship card, not a credit card, but if you use your ship card in the Celebration Key area, then those drinks count against your drink package, which is insane to me because the drinks, let's say they're just $12 a piece. Say you buy 5 drinks, you've spent $60 on drinks. Okay. So now you're down to 10 drinks out of your 15, and you paid an extra $60 on top of the $84 that you already paid. So you paid $144 for 15 drinks potentially, but you paid for them twice, which I just can't believe that's a thing. Now, if you do bring a credit card, and I know Cruising with Jen, I think she did this on her channel. It doesn't count against you, like they don't credit it or whatever. So, and the Wi-Fi worked so. I tried to go live with you all, and we got Danny Dizzle, the spectacular supporter. She's been a member now for 3 months. Good to see you on here, Danny. And I know a big group of people went and saw Danny Dizzle in Orlando, in cruise, including Adventures with Uncle Dave and Cruise Life TV, and several others of you. I think um, Michelle B, and along with Michelle from Cruise Life TV, all you guys all hooked up and had a good time with one another. Cruise with Jen said we got drinks and went on board and confirmed not against the package. Yeah. Okay. So I think that is, if you booked with your credit card. I mean, if you bought with your credit card, is that right? Cruising with Jen. And then again, the Pearl. I asked this one. I confirmed. I actually asked, and that I will share that video. I went to the Pearl Cove employees and I said, hey, if I come in here and pay $139 and I use the 10 drinks that come with my $139 purchase to get in here, will those count against me on the drink package? And they said yes. I asked 2 different people. Both people said yes. So again, that's kind of BS to me, but whatever. Let's see here. Will G, $12 plus 18 reduced plus $10 VAT. Yeah, it's the nickel and diming is a little rough. But okay, let's talk positives now about Celebration Key. First, like I said, there's so much you can do on there for free. All right, that you don't need to spend a lot of money. The alcohol thing is a separate thing amongst itself. Mike Clark says, what is a must see or do at CK? Honestly, Mike, I mean, somebody compared Celebration Key to Grand Turk, and I agree with that comparison. The way Grand Turk is facing the ships are a little further off than Grand Turk would be, but the water is still very beautiful. Not as beautiful as Grand Turk, but it's beautiful. So you can go along the ocean there. Another thing I like is there's a big pier there that provides shade. So if you get close to that pier, you can just kind of go under there in the ocean and get some shade, which is a nice thing. The lagoon is insane. I mean, they say it's the largest man-made lagoon in the Caribbean, and 100% that is true. It is the biggest, like, swimming pool type thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, you can just walk around. Like, if you just walked around that lagoon all day, you would probably do 10 miles. I mean, to just keep walking around it until it's time to go. It is so massive. and it's just beautiful. And the lagoon is like a rubberized floor. And again, the seating is crazy. All around the perimeter of Celebration Key, they have like basketball courts, they have pickleball courts. The food. Okay, so here's the thing on the food. I know a couple people, cruising with Jen was there, Will G was there, Alex Roberson was there recently. The free food that they give you is actually a nice sized portion. The group that I was with, one person got a burger, one person got I got a hot chicken sandwich. Somebody got chicken tenders. Somebody else got grilled chicken on a hoagie bun. All of the portion sizes were fair. I would say the smallest thing was actually my hot spicy chicken sandwich. Um, it was a normal size filet. It wasn't big by any means, but the burger size seemed pretty big. The chicken tenders, there was like 4 or 5 chicken tenders with fries and a cookie. Some people had said that cookie was really good. I didn't think so. I mean, maybe they made it different for the inaugural, but it was kind of soft. It was like, whatever. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like to die for or anything. Sean says we were on Celebration Key on Sunday. I believe we bought a bucket of 6 sand beers for about $36. That's not bad. I mean, that's only $6 a beer. So, I don't think that's too bad. Will G says they weren't scanning cards the first day in Pearl Cove. Okay, well, that's good. But now, according to the workers, they said, well, JB, I think Sean answered your question that you can get you can get a bucket of beers for $36. I didn't realize it was that cheap. That's not too bad. If it's 6 for $36, that's not too bad. Okay, let's see. Cruise Life TV. Be sure to use your Carnival credit card to get the reward points. Um, I'm trying to go through the comments here, trying to catch up. Let's see. The Cam fam. Danny's the best. Yes, she is the spectacular supporter. Of course she is. All right, CNS Travel. I think I mentioned you already, but if I didn't, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining. Ohio Travels with Chris is saying, hey. Cruise Life TV, what if you bought a bottle of vodka for your stateroom and filled up a water bottle to take on shore? Okay, yeah. Drinking a beer the wrong way. Cruise Life TV says Danny is spectacular. Everything. Yes. All right. So, what else about Celebration Key? I mean, the kids have so much to do. The water slides. We do have 2 younger people in our group. They went down the red water slide. There's a red water slide, the blue water slide. And they said the red slide was pretty good. It was pretty fast. Nothing amazing. There's only 2 water slides, and the lines are long to get on the water slide. It's going to take you a solid 20 to 30 minutes just to ride the slide one time. So those people that are just thinking that they're going to go there and just be able to go up and down the water slides a bunch of times, no. You're going to be waiting in line a long time to ride the water slides, just even one time. So, I mean, just think about it this way. If you want to ride both water slides, it's going to take you close to an hour. By the time you go down one, then you get back in line, go down another one, that's going to be about an hour. And we only had 2 ships in port, and one was a very small ship, the Elation, the other one being the Carnival Horizon. So you're talking about 5,000 ish type people. And sometimes, if you got an XL class ship or 2 XL class ships, you could have close to 3 times that amount. So the lines are going to get even longer from that respect. Um, but again, the food, the free lunch they give you, if you, before you get off the ship, if you eat a hearty breakfast and then you're on Celebration Key, and then you are enjoying most of the afternoon or whatever, and then you get that lunch. I think for most people, you're going to be satisfied. Do they have other food options that you can purchase? Absolutely. But if you're a family on a budget or whatever, I think you can totally go to Celebration Key and not really spend any money, and I think you're going to be okay. So that's what I'll say. And again, the lagoon is beautiful. The ocean front is beautiful. Chairs, umbrellas, things like that are readily available, and they don't charge. All the cabanas and things like that, I mean, I think those are overpriced. I'll put it to you this way: they have chairs and umbrellas that are facing the same lagoon, not 15 feet away from the cabanas, and those are free. Whereas the cabanas cost you anywhere from $500 to $2,000, depending on the size of the cabana you get. So, if you have that type of extra money to spend, by all means, go ahead. But I mean, I'm a teacher, so I'm always looking for the value. That's my real job. So I'm going with the free option of the lounge chairs and umbrellas. And again, there's enough seating if you don't have too many ships, and you can take advantage of that. So that was Celebration Key. Tomorrow, and again, I am drinking the Red Stripe here because we're going to Jamaica, and we'll be headed to Montego Bay. Montego Bay, for those of you that haven't been, if that's one of the itineraries you can choose from, if you're booking an excursion, you're probably okay. But if you're just walking off the ship, be prepared to get hounded by public vendors. And I mean, it's as bad there as it is anywhere I've ever been in a cruise port in terms of vendors following you, and they will stay following you for blocks. I mean, they don't walk away when you say no, I'm not interested. They will stay with you and just keep trying to sell you whatever it is they're trying to sell you. I mean, it's a little uncomfortable. If you have an excursion booked, obviously you're going to be within that excursion, and they're not going to be able to get to you, and it's going to be fine. Uh, Tomorrow we're talking about going to Dr. Cave's Beach, which if we get into a taxi and we get into the beach area, there's some level of security or whatever. So you can do what you will with that, and it can be a beach day for you. So if you're just looking for something like that, then you can you can get by. Um, what else? Grand Cayman. Grand Cayman is the next day. One thing I would recommend for Grand Cayman would be to the Starfish Stingray City. Stingray City, for those of you who haven't been there. If you go off the port area, just outside the gates, there are private vendors that will sell you the. Oh, we got Yoli right here, everybody. There's Yoli, for those of you who don't know. So, yeah, if you go just outside the port area in Grand Cayman, you can get coupons or. And there's Andrew. That's Yoli's husband. For those of you who've never seen Andrew, because Yoli's usually the one that's commenting. Yeah, you got Andrew and Yoli here, and we just, like I said, I left him at dinner because I had to go live for you all, but I will tell them, Greg and Michelle. Tell them you said that. Cam fam, we're going there and trying to pick an excursion because of that. Yeah, it's a good idea if you're going to Montego Bay, Ohio. Travels with Chris. See on the horizon in April. Sherry loves the horizon. Yeah, Cruise Life TV is saying bring an extra sandwich from the deli. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times they'll tell you not to bring food off ships and things like that. But if they don't, absolutely. Well, and then, I mean, some people will choose to anyway. One thing I choose to do is if you have the drink package, if you bring like a thermos type bottle, you can go to the bar the morning of your excursion. Atrium Bar Lobby is usually one that's always open. And you could order, say, 5 drinks and pour those into your thermos and then take that off. And then now you have drinks for the beach. And because the problem with a lot of people that don't like buying the Cheers package, the people that don't buy the Cheers package, often one of the biggest excuses is that they don't hardly drink any drinks when they're in port. So how you get around that is you bring a thermos or you bring a collapsible cooler, and if you can grab some extra beers from one of the bars that you're frequenting on days that you're not going to use all 15 of your drinks, then you can throw those in the fridge on days you go to port or go to the beach or whatever like that. You can take those with you, and then that's going to save you $40 or $50. And then, or even if day up, if you go to the bar and order yourself 4 beers, it's going to take you 20 minutes because it's 5 minutes in between orders. But if you get down there, start with a cup of coffee, something like that, and then order your beers and then throw those in a little collapsible cooler, and you're good. And if you can have an 8 pack within 20 minutes and take that off the ship with you. And then when you come back, you'll still have 11 beer, or you'll have 11 drinks left. So that is one way to get around and utilize, maximize your cruise package. Again, I apologize, everybody, if it's a little loud. I am in the guy's bacon acre. I know you hear that shaking and stuff in the background. There's 45 of you in here, which I'm an hour late starting this live, so I appreciate all that. If you could hit that like button while you're in here, that would be awesome as well. Lori says that's what hubby did for Sea Days. Great idea. Mandy, I said hello to. Mandy's a member. Those of you that are just joining, if you want to join the members only, one of the fun things I'm going to share, like I say, those haulover videos on the sandbar. There is some wild and crazy stuff going on there. Not all of it will I share on, when I release the vlogs. A lot of it I will, but there's going to be some stuff that members only are going to get that not everybody else is going to get. At the very top of the page, among the first comments, I shared the link to the members only. So anybody you see that has a little green circle next to their name or whatever, they are members and they'll get that information. But yeah, let's keep going. So Grand Cayman, I was talking about Stingray City. That is where stingrays, you go to this middle of the ocean somewhere, and they have all these stingrays that swim up in this little sandbar area. And you're about waist deep of water, and all the guides, and I would say there's probably going to be about 20 boats there, and all the guys will like pick these stingrays up out of the water, and you can feed them. They'll give you food to feed them, and then you can hold them. They'll let you kiss them. They'll put them on your back. It's a cool experience if you've never done anything like that. And then obviously Grand Cayman, they have 7 Mile Beach, some beautiful beach areas. You can go to hell if you go to Grand Cayman. Literally, you can go to hell. There's a city or a town in Grand Cayman that's called Hell, and they actually have a post office there. You can bring a passport or something, get your passport stamped, and say you went to hell. So that's a very cool thing. Um, Coach, you have, oh, thank you. Mandy has been a member for 3 months. You see her highlighted in green. She says, Coach, you have great member videos. Yeah. So my member videos, for those people that are thinking about joining, I do a lot more informal stuff. It's not a lot of cruise stuff always. But like I say, I have some extra content from being in Miami those 2 days before getting on this cruise, which is going to be some fun content to share. And there's honestly too much of it to share, in a cruise day video. So I'm going to share it with members only, like I said, so that they'll get that extra content. Michelle was on that boat with us on Saturday down in Haulover Beach. And Michelle says it may be waist deep for you, but I could barely keep my hand above water. And Stingray said, okay, yeah, I mean, depending on whether it's high tide, low tide, whatever. I've been there where the water's very shallow. But yeah, if you're shorter, certainly it could be a little bit higher up for you. Uh, okay. All right. So we're doing a kind of a resort for a day thing in Grand Cayman. So I'll have video of that. And again, I'm way behind on videos. I think I've got to day 6 of Carnival Venezia. I'm about halfway through Carnival Magic. So I, I still have the first cruise to catch up on, and more than half of the second cruise this summer to catch up on video wise. This cruise, I have Celebration Key video uploading right now. So I'll have the first video for this cruise, and it'll be a complete tour of Celebration Key. So I'm hoping a lot of you will like that, especially those of you that haven't gone. Anybody got questions? Let me know. I have another 8 days, by the way, on this ship right after this week. So what was it, Saturday? Yeah, Saturday, everybody will be debarking. Well, everybody that's not on back to back at least. And I'll be staying on for another 8 days. So most of my group will be leaving, but I'll have, some fam will be coming on, and we will definitely enjoy them. Anybody and everybody that's part of the coach cruise, and I meet more and more people that are subscribers, and they say, hey, I'm subscribed to your channel or whatever. So it's a really cool thing for me to come on these ships and talk to some people that, have been subscribed and watched the videos and everything. So very cool. Ohio Travels with Chris is here. Let me see if there's any comments I missed. Andy says, enjoy your trips and post them during the school year. Yeah, I'm trying to get them up faster than that. I'm parched. I've been talking too much. Cruise Light TV says you need to buy a postcard and ship it from the hell post office and write, where in the hell wish you were here. Yeah, that's a great idea. I don't know if I'll take the time to go to hell. I'll go there in the future probably, but yeah, this time maybe I'll skip hell and just hang out at the beach, but we'll see. Patty Cakes loves hell. She's been there, done that. All right, and then we had back to Mandy, 3 months being subscribed. By the way, my members, I have got to send you, and when I get back from this, I'll be going back to work. So message me, and I know many of you I've sent you shirts and things like that, but I don't, I didn't write down all the addresses of everybody. So if I haven't sent you your members only gift, and it is a collapsible cooler, not that one that I'm giving away for super chat giveaways, but the one that it's a smaller one and it holds, I would say about 8 16-ounce beers and then still room for ice and stuff like that. So you can fit quite a bit into it. It's not the same quality. I'm not going to kid you on that. But, like a nice insulated bag that you might get for, say, Costco or something like that, but with a zipper and it's like rounded. So, yeah, have that and then some koozie. Already received it. JB, I know, received it. A couple other people have received it. So yeah, just when I get back, I'm gonna get back. I'm not gonna get back till August 10th. When I get back, feel free to message me, and I will get that in the mail to you. For all of you that have been members for a couple months, we'll get that in the mail and off to you. And thank you for being a member. Okay, so all right. So I talked about this cruise, and today was the sea day. Started off with the workout. And then what else did we do? Havana, stay in the Havana area. I am blessed to be in the Havana area for 14 days. For those of you that cruise Carnival, if you have not stayed on the Carnival Vista, the Carnival Horizon, or the Carnival Panorama, the Havana area is fabulous. I mean, it's just different. If you go by the Tides pool or the main pool, it is going to be packed. There are going to be kids in there swimming. They're going to be kicking water in your face or kicking you in the face. If you go to the hot tubs, there's going to be 12 kids sitting in a circle in the hot tub. And, great for kids. I don't blame them. If I was a kid, I'd probably be sitting right with them. But as an adult, you're like, okay, let me escape. You can go to the Serenity area, and that will be adults only, and those hot tubs will be probably crowded as well. The Havana area, the busiest I've seen the Havana area in the 3 days that we've been here, it was like 8 people in the pool. The hot tubs, maybe two, maybe three. All right. So, I mean, you don't have the crowds to contend with. There's plenty of loungers, plenty of seating, everything else like that. It is definitely costs more to stay there. But somebody I talked with recently, I told them, look at it this way. Let's say you purchase a balcony somewhere else on the ship. You can get an interior room in a Havana cabin. And I'm not talking the Vista class, not the XL class. The XL class isn't as good. I'll talk about that a little bit more, but you can get an interior for about the same price you would pay for a balcony in some regular part of the ship. Get the interior Havana over a balcony somewhere other part of the ship and enjoy that pool, enjoy that hot tub, enjoy your semi-private bar with your semi-private bartenders, your ample seating back there, and just enjoy that area. It is worth the downgrade from a balcony to an interior. If you're in the Havana area, you're going to spend about the same amount of money, but it'll be so much worth it. You won't even be in your room enough. You'll be at the Havana area all the time, and it'll be worth it. Like I said, I'm in the Havana area for 2 weeks, and so far so good. I was able to get all my friends or help get all my friends back in the Havana area. So there's just a big group of us back there partying, enjoying it, and almost every one of them has said, "We can't go back now. This is what we're used to now. This is like the greatest thing. We're not going to be able to go back to a normal area. We need to be in the Havana area all the time." And that's basically what they're saying, and it's true. If you come on, the Vista Horizon panorama, you want to try to get in that area if you can. So that's just personal. I don't. I'm not definitely not working for Carnival. Anybody's watched my videos lately with that VIP plan, I'm not working in Carnival. They probably are on the verge of banning me or something because I've been so critical of them, their stupid VIP plan. Lori has a question. Says, question, Coach, does the Havana area have a smoking area? Huh. You know what? I don't really smoke. I'll smoke a cigar occasionally, but smoking area, I don't think they do. I don't remember seeing a smoking area in the Havana area. So, yeah. So, sorry. If you're a smoker, yeah, you might have to go. But on deck five, and the Havana area is on deck five. There's actually doors to get out to the outside area of deck five. There is a smoking area outside of the Havana area, so you can get to a smoking area quickly, but I don't think there's one in the Havana area. And again, I see we got about 50 people online. If you haven't already hit that like button, if you could do that, most appreciate it. So you could hit the subscribe button. I could really appreciate that. So, and those people that would like to join and become a member, scroll all the way to the top of the comments and you'll see that member link. And Will is saying it doesn't. All right. Sherry's saying 11 and 5 are the smoking areas. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to walk far. I know there's a smoking area on 5 outside of the Havana area. You're just going to have to walk down a little ways, but you'll stay on the outside of the ship, obviously. But yeah, you won't have to go too far to get to a smoking area. Pardon me, I'm going to take a little bit of a drink here. And thanks again to Chris Moss, who got me this drink. He did a super chat. So thank you, Chris. And I see him in the comments. Cruising Chris Moss says, I will know that for next time, but we have a balcony this time around. You know what? Cruising Chris Moss, I don't know when your cruise is exactly on the horizon or whatever, but check to see if there's an opening in the Havana area, because a lot of times they'll allow you to switch cabins. And I honestly think that you would like I mean, if you're the type of person that will go in the pool and actually use the pool, it's so nice. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll still go to the pools on these other Carnival ships and, I'll grab a drink, but I do it sometimes only once, maybe twice, because honestly, there's just so many kids there. There's so many people there. It's just packed. It's just not, it's not a relaxing feeling going to the pools on most Carnival ships because there's so damn many people. And again, I mean, nothing against kids. Kids are going to be kids. I understand that. But, when they're kicking water in your face and, swimming with scuba gear on and everything else like that, it's just like, okay, you know what? I don't need to be in a pool that bad. I'll find other ways to stay cool and I'll drink other places. But, when you're in the Havana area, you don't have to worry about that. And it's very nice. Meg says, can't get near the pools. The kids are too much. Yeah. And again, if you're in the Havana area, 12 and over is the rule for the Havana area. And I will say this particular cruise, there's been a couple kids that are probably 12, 13. And this one kid in particular, I don't know what he's doing, but he has a scuba mask on. And he's been in there for a couple days. I don't think the views changed from one day to the other, but there's been a couple times I've seen him in the Havana pool, and he's using a scuba mask. Maybe he just likes his scuba mask so much that you know. I mean, it's not like there's any fish in the bottom of the pool or the views change from one day to the next. But like I say, kids are going to be kids, so you know. But I mean, it's not like he's been a problem. It's not like he's done it too often or whatever. But for the most part, like I said, there's usually 6, 8 people in there. Most of the people are chill and easy to talk to and things like that. So I think you'll like it. All right, so let's get to the next cruise. Ohio Travels with Chris. Yeah, there you go. Ohio Travels with Chris says maybe he's practicing. That's it. He's getting ready for Montego Bay, or he's getting ready for Grand Cayman, where he's going to do some actual snorkeling. I like that. That's a good thought right there. Okay, so the next cruise, and I will be coming live again with you next Tuesday. I hope to anyway. Hopefully, I can do it from my laptop and not my phone. But I'm glad I've been able to see most of your comments here. And again, I am in Guys Pig and Anchor. There's the bar there. I have not had a Bloody Mary yet, but if you're going to come here, best Bloody Marys at sea. They are a bunch of veggies. You can't see the container. Maybe I'll show it to you at the end here. But there's a big container at the end of the bar, and it has all different kinds of veggies and stuff. And it's marinating in Tito's, or Tito's is marinating in these veggies. And then so that's the base of your Bloody Mary. And then they put all the regular Bloody Mary stuff. But what they garnish it with is some candied maple bacon. And they stuff about 2 or 3 pieces of really, really good bacon along with the celery and the olives and all that other good stuff. And it's really good. Lisa says, I think he's in there now. Yes. Yeah, so okay, whatever. He hasn't been too bad. It's not like he's a bad kid or anything. It's just you go to the Havana area, you don't want to see a kid snorkeling in there. It's just like, okay, what can you do? I mean, they bought their Havana area, but you usually will not see a kid snorkeling in the Havana area. I promise you usually will not. The first time I've ever seen it, staying back there about 6 times. So, and again, it's not like he's been bad. He's considerate. He's not kicking a bunch of water in people's faces or anything like that. It's just so not a big deal. Um, Let me see what other kind of comments I got. Truth to the Body Natural Design says, I appreciate you, bro, for your context. I appreciate the comment. Thank you for sharing that. And, I enjoy doing this, and that's why I keep doing it. And I enjoy the support from all of you and meeting all of you, and met a bunch of people on this cruise already that, having a good time with and stuff. And let me take another drink here from the Chris Moss Super Chat beer, the Red Stripe, because we're going to Montego Bay tomorrow, and I'm drinking Red Stripe. So there you go. All right, we got a bunch of likes and loves, some likes and loves on Facebook, some likes and loves on YouTube. Now, hopefully, we got a couple new subscribers as well. Oh, so let me talk about next week's cruise. So, I am on the 7th floor on this cruise. I got an aft balcony. My favorite view in cruising is the aft part of the ship, seeing the wake disappear in the distance. So cool. Have a drink, just watch that wake disappear. It's so relaxing. And to do that from a balcony, great thing. And that's where the Havana area is. Now, next week, I'll be in one of those cabana areas. And those of you that have seen YouTube videos and things like that of the Havana area on a Vista class ship, it looks like a little patio. It's got a little swing back there. It's got a little nice lounge chair, some extra seating. It's a nice little patio area. You got your own little porch kind of with a sliding glass door you can go in and out of, and you can walk, right down around the side of the Havana area and get to the pool or whatever. Straight shot, very cool. So I'll be going from 7 down to 5 next week, and that's going to be an 8-day cruise. This one's only a 6. We're on day 3. Tomorrow's going to be day 4 of 6. So we're halfway through the cruise almost. Um, so yeah, that's going to be cool. And next week is the ABCs: Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. So we're going to see some beautiful beaches and just have a great time in an 8-day cruise. Some of the shows that have gone on so far: Amora Cubano was yesterday. Tonight is Soulbound. Because of this live that I've done for you and dinner, I'm gonna miss Soulbound, but I've seen it before, so no worries for anybody out there that thinks you kept me from it. I've seen it before, and I have a chance to see it next week probably as well, if I want to. And La Gris, I saw La Gris, and La Gris lives that hull over beach life We met, and her and all of her friends and husband and everybody, we partied at Hallover Sandbar on Friday and Saturday. Saturday is when I saw them, but it was so much a party. We had so much fun, just drinking out there, partying, the music's blasting, everybody's having a good time, doing all kinds of craziness. So, La Gris, it was great to see you again. That's the second time I had seen them, and when I saw them, it was like we were long lost friends or whatever. Everybody's like, hey, and high fiving and hugging and drinking together and everything. It was just a big party. So great experience, and there'll be some video, so you'll actually see La Gris in that video. So yeah, so thanks for the comment there, La Gris. And Mike Clark says, question, any luck in the casino? Mike, it's interesting that you asked that because I have not played yet. I will play, but it's surprising that I haven't played. I've just been, I don't know. I mean, we have such a big group here that it seems like we're always doing something, or we're always meeting somewhere, or hanging out, doing something. So that's probably a good thing. Now, most of the people in my group have kind of escaped off and to, the casino. And I will say this, not many have won from all reports. The one person who has won, Andrew and Yola, you saw them jump in the back of the camera here a little bit earlier. I had told them, because they're not big casino players, but I shared a video recently of that insider account. And some of you know this already, but I'd always been skeptical of people that said they only spent about $300, $400 over the course of the week and they got some great casino offers. Well, it makes sense now. So this insider, that video that I released, it's a lady, name begins with M, but I'm not sure she wants me to share her name, and that's why I didn't share video of her, just the audio. Uh, there's a couple obvious ways. If you're spending a ton of money, obviously you're going to get casino offers. If you're getting a ton of points, obviously you're going to get casino offers. But the way to get casino offers without spending a lot of money, without getting a ton of points, is consistency. So what that means is this is a 6-day cruise. So I had told Andrew and Yoli, and they saw that video, and they're not big spenders in the casino. They don't want to risk a whole bunch of money. So what they're doing is they're going to go spend about $50 each or $75 each day. And basically you get locked into the computer as a consistent everyday gambler. And so even though you're not spending a lot of money, you get locked in as a consistent gambler, and therefore you get some offers. So for some of you out there, you're just like, you know what, I don't have the money that I can blow $1,500, $2,000, whatever it is that I would need to do to get these really good offers. If that is in your budget, if a $50 a day expenditure is in your budget and you can play for a little while and just get that consistency, just make sure if you do it that you do it every day of the cruise to get into the computer as that consistent gambler. Then hopefully that will be a way for you to get those offers. Yeah, and again, you can win. So what I was about to say is Andrew is actually up a decent amount of money. He's up over $100. Meg's got a question. Do you think the changes in tiers will thin out the crowds? That's a good question. So I I don't know if I've shared this, but I'll share it now with all of you. I've sold my Carnival stock. I don't believe that their future quarters are going to be good. Um, when I say I feel they're stupid, I feel they are. They did a great job of Celebration Key. I will give credit where credit's due. I've always loved the crew. The crew is amazing. The corporate bigwigs are stupid. They're stupid for this VIFP plan they came out with. It's an idiotic plan. And if you go to my comments, and again, they do focus group research and things like that to determine if something is good or not, or if something's going to work. I've done enough videos now and got enough comments that you could realistically use my videos and comments as a focus group. And if you did, you would say like that VIFP plan is going to cost Carnival millions, if not a billion or more, because so many of you have chosen to say, I mean, go, but you can go, don't believe me. I mean, you can go look at the comments of people like yourself that are posting in these videos, and they're saying, look, we already have 3 cruises booked or whatever with Carnival. Once we get through those 3 cruises, we're not booking with anybody. Or they'll say something like, we have 2 cruises booked, but we already booked with MSC. They matched our status. They're going to give us the same level and everything. It was a cheaper deal, whatever, something like that. Some people are just flat out so mad that they cruise for hundreds of days and things like that with Carnival, and they say they'll never cruise with Carnival again. I would say 98 out of 100 comments are so negative against Carnival. Now, they can, and a couple of people have chimed in. Oh, they just had their biggest quarter ever. Well, yeah, they had their biggest quarter, and then they announced this crap, right? And now, again, if you look at the comments and you say people that are not booking or they're switching over, things like that, I want to see what the next couple quarters bring. Then you will also have another big drop when this plan kicks in June of 2026. June of 2028, when people start losing their status and dropping and going from, say, platinum down to red or whatever the lowest thing is, or they drop from diamond, people that have been with Carnival for decades and loyal, I mean, that's going to be 6 years later. But when that happens, do you think those people are going to stick around when they've just been slapped in the face like that? No, they're not sticking around. So this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen Carnival do in the history that I've been traveling with Carnival. And I will say again, I am still going to cruise Carnival. I'm not as concerned about the status. It's insulting. I'm upset for the people that have been loyal to Carnival. I think it's BS, capital B, capital S, that they did this crap. I think it's BS that they haven't changed their stance because it is costing them so little. I think it's infuriating when you see CEO Christine Duffy say it's not sustainable when it's very sustainable. Again, the easiest way you can do this, if you know priority boarding was sustainable all this time and laundry was sustainable all this time, okay, what percentage of people did you have utilizing priority boarding and free laundry? What percentage of people was that amongst your customer base? Now I realize that percentage has grown, and therefore you can't sustain at that high a percentage. But what you can do is you can create a new tier where you can increase the days that it takes for somebody to turn platinum or the days that it takes somebody to turn diamond. Is that going to make everybody happy? No, especially if you've been a long time to get to 75 days, or they bump it up to 100 days, or they bump it to 125 days. That's going to tick you off too, but it would tick you off less because at least once you reach there, you're never going to lose that status. So when they say that lifetime status is unsustainable, that's crap. It absolutely is 100% sustainable. It's just Carnival's too cheap and too greedy to want to do it. They took away their cheap gifts. Like, I mean, yeah, it's nice to get gifts or whatever and everything of any kind. But I mean, they're not quality gifts to begin with. I mean, they don't spend a lot of money. I mean, it's just they've just gotten so cheap on everything, and just started nickel and diming and becoming more of that greedy corporation instead of that family cruise line where everybody felt like family and they felt like home when they were on Carnival and stuff like that. And the crews still make you feel that way. So I don't want to paint the picture. It's the greedy corporate bigwigs that are passing down these rules and pushing it down the line. It's not the people on the ships. The people on the ships are amazing. They'll always continue to be. Um, but yeah, again, anytime anybody mentions stuff like that, you all get me on my rant, so you get me going. But we're starting to run out of time. I see we got about 5 minutes left here. And Meg was the one who asked that question. Ben says Grand Slam. I hope it was a Grand Slam for the Cubs and not the Brewers, but I'm guessing since you mentioned it, it was a Grand Slam for the Brewers. Lori says for us, it's time spent, and after the cruise, we get offers and we get better offers for the money we spend. And yeah, again, that's always going to be the thing for me. Um, the perks and everything are nice. The status to be recognized is nice, and the fact that it's not costing Carnival anything and they're just being that cheap is that's the frustrating and infuriating part for people that have been loyal to Carnival for so many years. They can be that cheap. They can just turn their back on people like that. That's the part that makes me mad. We got adventures with Roxanne. We have an adventures with Uncle Dave, but Uncle Dave is I haven't seen him in the comments today, but Ohio travels with Chris. Let's see, adventures with Roxanne. I'll go on any cruise. That is a deal on sale on any cruise. I feel like going needs to be diamond. Yeah, and again, that's going to be the thing for me too. I'm going to choose my cruises. If I can save $500 by going on one cruise line over the other, I'm not going to worry about my status. I'm going to worry about that $500 I save. So that's why I say that I'll probably still continue to cruise Carnival. But again, for those of you that are doing it based on principle and you say you're not going to cruise Carnival anyway, I get that too, because I'm a big person on principle as well. Let's see. Lori, hold on, I lost your comment there. Lori, I've been boasting in everyone's post about UR Comp and booking cruise on MS today. I got an elite offer from Carnival for the week on book. They must be watching. Crazy. Yes. Cruising Chris Moss just saw today that Royal Caribbean is going to revamp their credit card, which may be an intro into a spend to tier status. That could be. Oh, wow. The Brewers are up 9-2. Okay, yes. The Cubs lost 2 out of 3. The trade deadline can't come fast enough. We got to get some upgrades, apparently. Our pitching is starting to falter big time. Patty cakes, I use Carnival gift cards to book, so I can cancel the cruise in December. But after that, I'm going to look at cruise line. Yeah, and a lot of people are. And I may do the same thing. People keep telling me, check out MSC. People keep telling me that they're a better value, that they get better drink deals, and this and that. The World America, from the videos I've seen and those of you that have been on it, looks amazing. I mean, I kind of want to check it out. And that's another great point that so many of you have made is that, you know, you would have never left Carnival. You would have never thought about changing lines. You were so loyal to Carnival. But because of their disgusting disloyalty to all of you loyal cruisers, that it doesn't necessarily mean that you absolutely will not cruise Carnival, but what it does mean is that you're going to at least look into other cruise lines. So that's business that they're potentially losing and probably will lose because you feel, they have no loyalty to you. So why should you be loyal to them? And I 100% get that. Let's see. Meg says, thanks for your time. Enjoy the trip. I appreciate that. And I'm still on here. I'll be on here next week. Sean, oh yeah, Sean, and thank you for that. Sean says, rest in peace, Ryan Sandberg, one of the greatest of all time, one of the greatest second basemen of all time, a great guy. And I have a story about Ryan Sandberg that I will end the night with, and I got to get away from all this talking because it's super loud. But quick story about Ryan Sandberg. For those who don't know Ryan Sandberg, he was a Hall of Fame second baseman for the Chicago Cubs. And he died yesterday of cancer at the age of 65. But I was his personal security. I used to work for the Cubs as security in college. And I got the pleasure of, again, escorting him around a Cubs convention and things like that one time. And so I was in the elevator with him along with a couple other security and a couple other big wigs or whatever. And we were all in the elevator and it was like everybody was afraid to say anything to Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg, right? And so I said, you know what? I'm going to say something. So we had just come from a photograph session in which, there was still a lot of flash photography, not like the phones and everything that we have now. And I had asked him, I said, doesn't all the flash bother you? Doesn't that hurt your eyes? And he said to me, he said, like, I look into the flash. And I'm like, what? Like, why would you look into the flash? You're Major League Baseball player. I mean, you use your eyes to hit the ball, everything. I would think that would be the last thing you would do is look into the flash. And he was so considerate of people. And he said that the reason he looked in the flash is, you guys remember the pictures back in the day where people would have red eyes? If you didn't look a certain way, you would have to get the red eyes in your pictures when you got them developed. So by looking directly into the flash, that would prevent that. And he was concerned about people's pictures turning out right, turning out to where he didn't have red eyes in the picture. So the picture came out good since it was a rare opportunity to get a picture with him. So that's how much he cared about the fans. And, you know, I mean, it's just like, it just sucks when good people like that die young. It sucks when anybody dies, but it seems like the really good ones always find a way to die young, just like the song says, "Only the good die young" by Billy Joel, right? So that was just one story of my interaction with Ryan Sandberg, but he just died yesterday. We've had a lot of people. I know Hulk Hogan just died. A couple other people that have just died recently. It's a lot. A lot of our celebs are dying, and people that are well known. Uh, but yeah, so that was just a little story there. Let me just check out a couple last minute comments. Sean, again, thanks for that. Cruising Chris Moss. MSC Seashore is a great ship. Still waiting to try the World America. Yeah, the World America, that's the one I want to go on. Will G is saying good night. Good night, Will. Ben, Coach, do you have a Carnival credit card? I do not have a Carnival credit card. The main credit card I've been using right now, and it is a points-based thing, so maybe there's something to it. I mean, again, I'm not against the rewards. I'm not against Carnival doing that. What I'm against is them being so damn cheap that they can't honor their loyal cruisers when they say lifetime status is not sustainable when it 100% is. They're just too cheap. They're just too greedy to honor it, and they need to change that. It's not too late to change. They don't start this till June 2026, and they could probably even change it after that. They need to change it sooner rather than later. Again, Carnival, if anybody Carnival is watching this, go look at my comments and do what's right. Do what's right by your customer base. Let's see. Mike is saying good night. Thank you for that. Trisha and Bert are in the house. What's up? Trisha and Bert, they are members as well. And the Can fam is saying good night to everybody. So I will say good night as well. We went over by 2 minutes and 33 seconds. There's still 32 of you in here. If you haven't already hit that like button, if you could, and anybody that hasn't already subscribed to the channel, I hope you do now. And take care, everybody. I will enjoy the rest of this cruise, starting with right now and then all of next week as well. So Celebration Key is the real deal. It's very, very good. I think you're really, really going to like it. And the Carnival Horizon, again, Havana area, try to book that area if you're on a Vista class ship. Not the XL class ship. The Havana area is not the same experience on those ships, but on the Vista class ships, it's a great experience for the added money. If you want to splurge on something, splurge on that. But that's it, everybody. I will say goodbye. Cheers, Chris. Thanks again for the super chat, and we will see you all next Tuesday right here on the Carnival Horizon. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Have a great week. Bye-bye.